SHAZAM, la palabra que entona a Billy Batson para convertirse en el campeón de los mortales, en el nuevo superhéroe, en SHAZAM, antes conocido como Capitán Marvel. Me senté con su protagonista, con Zachary Levi, para discutir un poco, hablar de este personaje, hacerle alguna pregunta que todavía nadie le hizo de la película que se estrena dentro de muy poco. Bueno, estoy con el verdadero Capitán Marvel with SHAZAM. So, Zachary, did you know about the character before you got the part? Which comics, storylines, arcs, if any, you read for prepare the role?
I knew about SHAZAM in like a general sense, but I didn't really know the character in depth. And then when I was auditioning for the character, I researched a little bit online just to kind of get more of an idea of that. And then I got the job. And then I did a lot more research and also was able to read a good amount of comic books and comics throughout the years too, because as you know, like you were saying, it's Captain Marvel. We started there in the late 30s and then 40s and 50s, and then start getting into the 60s, and then the name had to change to, well, the name stayed Captain Marvel, but the comic was now, saying with the power of SHAZAM. You got it, you know.
I know.
So there's been a lot of different versions of the comic and of the character, and
any favorite for you?
I mean, to be honest, I prefer these later iterations, but mainly because when he was more the Captain Marvel, when Billy transformed, he lost his childlike sensibility because the wisdom of Solomon really kicks in, and all of a sudden he's a man and he talks like a man, which would make sense to the wisdom of Solomon, obviously. But then it kind of makes him a little too much like Superman, which was really the whole point, right? They were making kind of a Superman ripoff.
Okay. I know.
Right, you got it, you understand. But so from a performance standpoint, and like what makes him, I think, so much fun and so different than most of the other comic book characters is this newer version where he's still 14 inside. Where he's got all the super strength and super speed and all that stuff, but he's a kid. And so he's still optimistic and kind of enthusiastic and energetic and, still kind of thinking a bit with this 14-year-old mind. And that makes him, I think, a much more interesting character to play, and even a more interesting character to watch, and certainly more funny. I mean, there's a lot of comedy that comes out of that. So,
speaking about Superman, you name it. It's a big rumor. You know what I'm talking about, that Henry Cavill Superman or Clark Kent is making a cameo. I know that maybe you can't say anything. Maybe a face. No,
I can't. I'm not at liberty to discuss any of that kind of stuff. And even if I was, I wouldn't want to, because to give away anything
is like, a big spoiler.
I want everybody to go see the movie and see all the fun little bits and pieces that we.
Yeah, but if we are hoping to see him and then no. Going to be a really big bummer.
I mean, you just gotta go to the movie and enjoy it for what it is.
Do you want a brief ping pong?
Sure, okay.
Batman or Superman?
Ooh, soups.
Okay. Best Batman, Affleck or Bale?
I guess I'll go with Bale, but Bale played him more. But I think they're both good in their own right.
Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings.
Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead?
Game of Thrones.
Breaking Bad or Mad Men?
Breaking Bad.
Friends or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
Star Wars Episode 8, yes or no?
Maybe?
Okay.
Así?
Last one. Binge watch TV shows or watch movies?
Watch movies, but sometimes it's binge watch TV shows. It really just depends on the show, or the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Gentlemen! You have bullet immunity!
I'm bulletproof.